The Florida Atlantic man, Greg Joseph, ready to get this one started. And we are underway in Southern California. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, called it the 21. Herbert on the first play wants to pass it. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And Danielle Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. So much for coming out throwing as it leads to an early second down and long. Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and he passed him off to each defender. And then making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up second down. To the air again, Herbert. Finding Williams once more, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 45-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here from Viking territory now. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now it's Herbert. Over the middle, complete. It's Williams. Touchdown, LA! Mike Williams, 45 yards. And the Chargers put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. A drive that time of 6 plays. And in the end, it was Mike Williams who capped the drive with a touchdown reception. Taken in at the 3. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Under center for the Vikings, out comes the former Michigan State Spartan and longtime veteran Kirk Cousins. They'll come out throwing here on first down. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. And it's second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. They'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the 22.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play, corner lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? That their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you can take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Play fake, Cousins. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So on 4th down, on is the punter Ryan Wright. DeAndre Carter back deep. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers get set to go here for their 2nd drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. The a stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Herbert. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler, and they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. On 2nd down, Eckler. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Herbert now. And that one complete to his receiver, Palmer. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the first down.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Now Herbert off the bootleg. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. 5 yards remain on 2nd down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. 30. 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. Remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Herbert on 3rd down now. It's Williams on the catch. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Well, this is caught by Williams. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Herbert. for Allen. And that is incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Herbert throwing again. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. After the sack on first down, Herbert. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Herbert. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Cousins. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And that is incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Final 24 seconds of the first half as they come up here 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Herbert, he'll get this out wide to Eckler. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. So much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the 3rd quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
On 2nd and 10, Cousins. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to run the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with it.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They run the counter with Cook. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? Third down, here's a run by Cook. Touchdown, Vikings! Well, they've done a pretty good job keeping him in check to that point, but he finally breaks off a nice run here and gets into the end zone.
And it just takes one, doesn't it, partner? That can undo a lot of good work that a defense has done to that point. You break off one right there, and everything suddenly looks bad for you.
Joseph now to have the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. That time a 6-play drive. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. DeAndre Carter returning it. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Yeah, this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Throwing again. Herbert. Got his man. It's Williams. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Herbert off of play action. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
Cousins throw taken in by Hockenson here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Cousins gives way to Cook. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
From the 41, Cousins. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He brought in his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
Off the play fake, Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
Mike Williams and his Charger offense getting set for the next series.
Good day for him so far here in the third quarter. He's hit pay dirt once, over 100 yards. But, hey, it's the third quarter. He's thinking, I want more, right?
He wants more, and it just increases the confidence of his team because every play he makes, that means his quarterback is really feeling good about throwing the football. Probably feels like he can't throw an incomplete pass.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, throwing back across his body.
It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
First down, here's the run with Cook.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try to keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
At SoFi Stadium in Inglewood.
The Vikings on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. It's Cousins on the sneak.
And he is going to pick up the Vikings first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Here's Cook again.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And there to make the tackle, Khalil Mack.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins rolling to his right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary. All of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try and get the next down.
To throw is Cousins.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. And 12 yards that time and picking up the first.
Another catch for him there with this drive, Brandon. It looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Thielen. A 9-yard touchdown run.
And the Vikings have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this fourth quarter. We talk so often about how hard it is to win in the NFL when you turn the ball over. And here a late turnover leads to a fourth quarter touchdown and a 2-score lead.
And what's more important is being able to take advantage when a turnover presents itself. You've got to come up with points to make the other guy pay. They're able to do so here. And they've got a pretty good chance now of winning this football game.
fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Herbert and the Chargers down by 2 touchdowns. A little under 2.5 to go. Their offense has struggled all night, and now they need to find 2 scores late to try to pull this thing out. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got a man, complete. That one goes for 30 yards.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st down, Justin Herbert. That's caught right side by Palmer. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Herbert going to throw. That's going to be caught. It's Palmer. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Josh Palmer, 36 yards. And the Chargers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. They get 1 more as the extra points have been good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Nwangu now from his end zone. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. He's at the 40. And he will take this one all the way back inside the 35-yard line.
But when the highlight is shown of this play, all attention is going to be on the person running with the football. But how about the group as a whole, setting up that big-time return, yardage that we won't even account for in the box score, may help them win the game.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They run it again with Cook. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Cousins. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. 2nd and 11. They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And he'll take this one down near the 15. The Chargers trot out their dime package, expecting a throw on 3rd down. Cousins is going to take this one down to a knee and end it. So the field goal unit is on the field, as this is a big spot right here. This to perhaps salt this one away. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these 2 teams meet. But until then, this game's over.